Hello everybody and welcome back to Dominion of Men. In the last episode we took out Thranduil's halls for once and all, and in this turn we are again turning our attention over to the west. We only have 3 elven settlements left. I've got my spies out and around. We can see that these two, Forlond and Harlond, are fairly undefended, each only by 1 or 2 units in the garrison, and it doesn't look like there's any other elven forces around. So the entirety of their armed forces is right here guarding the capital itself, Mithlond. This is by far the most dangerous place here in terms of recruitment capability and, of course, defense. So what I've done in the meantime is, well, okay, I should start off by saying I had a bit of a realization in between episodes. So in the last episode, I was lamenting the fact that the cultic roster doesn't have armor piercing. Some of you may have been yelling at the screen, what about Axes of the Shadow, you say? And indeed, I had forgotten almost entirely about these guys. The reason is they don't appear on your normal roster. So if we take a look at the military development, we get 4 tiers here. If we go to cultic recruitment, Axes of the Shadow do not appear anywhere here. That is because they are built at a specialization building, the cultic scions of Adunabar. This allows you to train Axes of the Shadow, and at a settlement with the horse resource like Tardal, it allows you to also train Shadow Riders. Just ignore that little. The unit does have a unit card, but sometimes when you go through the building browser, it doesn't show up for whatever reason. In any case, Shadow Riders here are a very good heavy cavalry unit. I seem to remember having some good luck with them early on in the campaign when we actually had some of these kicking around. So what I've done in the intervening space between the last episode and this is gone to town training a bunch of Shadow Riders and a bunch of Axes of the Shadow. I have also set up my settlements here with just the best of everything. We've got a Metalsmith's Quarter going on in Ettendale, making the most use of that iron resource to upgrade the armor here. We also have, let's see what we have. The highest, well, we're working on the High Temple of the Shadow, which is going to improve the unit experience even more. What else do we have in Tardal? This went construction, that's right. So we're just basically gathering our forces here. We've also got 10 catapults of the Shadow Cult just kind of ready to go. We've got actually another unit over here, and we're going to gather all of these units and send them into the west once we get going on the High Temple of the Shadow in both of these settlements, so that we can retrain all these guys for the maximum experience buffs and just sort of layering everything on that we can possibly get. Down in Tharbad, we have gone, in terms of specialization buildings, for the Guild of Venturers. So this is going to give +2 experience to our Mariners, and we've been training a bunch of them, sending them up to 3 Ways with their 2 gold chevrons of experience, and 3 Ways also has iron, and so that means it's got a Metalsmith's Quarter that is also going to give them armor, and the Guild of Weaponsmiths is going to increase their armor even further with this specialization building. So we've got some really good infrastructure set up now around Eriador to kind of churn out these high experience, high weapon and armor upgrade units. In places like Fornost and Numinas, we're not doing too much in terms of production, but we do have some specialization buildings on the way. I'm thinking in Numinas, we may go with the Guild of Weaponsmiths, but it's honestly not that important. I'm using this mostly for the catapults, and so the armor of the unit is fairly irrelevant. But in Fornost, that may be the direction we go. We do have the Advanced Tanneries and Woolmakers, so this is another way that we're going to get an armor of +1. And what did we go with specialization here? Oh, we don't know yet. So probably Guild of Weaponsmiths here as well, just to make sure that everything we're getting from everywhere is as good as it can be. And we do have some units in the west ready to go. Now, this may not be the end of the Elven faction, but we do have a battle that I'd like to try today, which is just going to kind of wear them down a bit more. We have a lot of Swords of the Shadow, and I want to see how these guys do. They're not all uniform in terms of their upgrades, as you can tell. Some of them have a gold chevron, some of them have 3 silver. Weapons and armor upgrades are different among this unit, but it might give us a just general indication of how they're doing. I'm also kind of putting an army on the territory here to draw the attention of the elves potentially away from this unit, which is heading into the west. I snuck this unit down from the north. We've got 4 units of Lossoth warriors. I picked up some mercenaries on the way, and we got some old units from back when we were a Ways of the West faction that we just sort of threw in, sent them down through Lune, essentially, and around here. And so the goal is to get to Forlond, or to potentially pull one of these stacks over towards this unit to get them away from Mithlond. I'm not quite sure exactly how that's going to work, but we also have, as a reinforcement stack, this, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 royal longbowmen, 2 black shields. We got 4 swords of the shadow. We got some spearmen and 4 catapults. So this may do fairly well, but let's go ahead and hit this elven host to see how we can do in this fight. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to work. The army strength ratio is slightly in their favor. And, you know, we're trying to do damage. The difference is, a couple episodes ago when we attacked, or when we were attacked in Mithlond, we were on the defensive. And so now what I hope to do is try to get a feel for using these catapults on the offense when maybe the enemy is going to sit tight and let us batter them. So that's kind of the plan this time. If that doesn't work, as we've seen, my backup plan is to bring all of those units from the east around 3 ways, bring all those cultic troops, axes of the shadow, shadow riders, tons of catapults, and we'll send them in. In fact, I do hope to use a lot of those axes of the shadow. They're going to be a very, very high tier, high experience unit. All right, so the swordsmen, let's see. I think these guys want to be up front. And we've just got a lot of them. Royal Spearmen, Spears of the Shadow. These are basically going to be just used for kind of like flanking backup. We do have a unit of Royal Longbowmen. And we do have 2 Lossoth Warriors. I think that the way the Elven units run, we want to have them kind of back so that they don't get caught out. Alright, so are they going to stand is the question. I want to hit Lindon guards here. Let's see. If we get some good hits in, they may rush forward, or they may withdraw if they start to take too many losses. So far this is encouraging. They're just sitting here and taking it. This army is not led by a family member, so I'm not so worried about killing the general. I mostly want to take out all these Lindon guards if I can. There's just a lot of them. And any units we kill in this battle, even if we ultimately don't succeed, even if we feel like we should withdraw, these are going to be units that the elves are going to have a really hard time replacing. Okay, guys. Let's start getting the range right here. There we go. Okay. So we killed the captain, but it's not going to make a huge difference in terms of morale. That was a nice hit. I think this is a 41 or 51 in terms of unit size initially. We also want to keep an eye on our ammo. Alright, so I think what I want to do now is switch up the targets a bit. We'll aim for that unit and for this unit. I think there's some more units hidden in the trees here. So if we miss either of these, we're going to potentially hit some others. Like maybe this stack of mariners. Nice. So we're at about half of our ammunition. And as you can see, we haven't done a fantastic job. I mean, we've done well. We've taken down a couple of these units to about half. That was a very nice hit. But they've got relatively small unit sizes, so it is hard to kind of hit them, and these are not the most accurate siege weapons, I guess. I'm really surprised we're not getting tighter groupings, though. I'm not sure what the deal is there. I think I may just be used to the very good accuracy of the dwarven catapults. Yeah, now we're starting to really zone in on those units. Okay, so now we're down to about a quarter. So I think maybe I want to move off the Lindon Guards and try to hit in the middle of those Mariners. Let's hit this unit with the other catapult. Now, every time we change targets, I think it does take them a little while to get closed in nicely. There's a unit over here that we're just burning. Well, that was very good. Now, the question is, do I want to send my guys in? I think I may. Once we use up all the ammunition, I may just throw all of these Swords of the Shadow up. I think I want to hold back the longbows so they at least can't get hit. But I'll withdraw the catapults off the battlefield. I really don't want them getting caught. Although, I mean, we do have a ton coming back, but look at this. This is definitely softening them up. I think there are some bows in this army, too. But they're hidden. I'm not sure how many there are. Not a lot, and I think will be pretty good. These Swords of the Shadow are, as we looked at the stats, I think, last episode, they're a bit worse than the Black Shields. And so we'll see how they perform sort of in a straight-up fight against these much smaller units now that we've been pummeling them for the past several minutes. Just a few more shots, and then we'll charge in. Yeah, we've done really well, actually. Oh wow, okay, there's a bunch. Okay, so here's Mariners. Okay, I think we can take this though. Threshold troops, elven bows. They've got some Mariners. Alright. Do you still have anything? I don't think so. I think that... Alright, we'll withdraw these guys. And now we want to get all of these units together. And we're just going to march up. I'm not going to run. We're going to take some fire from the bows. I don't know if I want to get the Royal Longbowmen involved in that. We're going to keep them back, I think. And we're going to bring these guys up as well. They're going to basically, I don't know, just serve as a potential sort of a tying up unit in case this goes horribly wrong. I think we're going to win this, actually. Look at our Swords of the Shadow marching in. So yeah, I don't think we're going to go back to Ways of the West. I had plans last episode to convert back, and I was, in fact, increasing the Ways of the West type conversion buildings with that in mind so that I could get a lot of longbowmen. But I'm thinking I do have a lot of longbowmen that are left in that other stack. And with all the catapults and with all the Swords of the Shadow and eventually the Axes of the Shadow and the high tier cavalry, I think we might be okay. Alright, Elven Bows are charging in. Very, very aggressive units because they know, like, man for man or elf for man or whatever, they're going to perform very, very well. Mariners, bows, and Lindon guards. All right. Still mariner units there. All right, so the longbowmen are actually reloading. Let's rush them in. And let's get the get our skirmishers around to the side. And we'll bring our cavalry too. So everything is engaged at this point in terms of units. Who should we be shooting at? I'm going to say probably nobody right now. We'll, although I guess we could move around to the flank. But I don't want to risk those guys getting caught. In case something goes horribly wrong, we'll keep the longbowmen. But yeah, I think we've got this. Let's use our general to run down these routers. And we'll start moving the Swords of the Shadow around to the side. And I think this is how we're going to do it. Oh yeah, we'll use the longbowmen just to shoot down the fleeing enemy. All right, Mariners are winning easily. Let's let's throw a couple of javelins in. These are all our spear units. Let's see how well they do. Okay, so we took out 3 of them there. 27, that was good. 26. We started at 32. And they're routing. Nice. Okay. Take them. Oh, okay, they did use all of their javelins. Okay, I think I'll flee them back, actually. All right, what do we want to do here? I think go into the threshold troops. Our longbows are going to be shooting at these mariners presently, I would say. Probably as soon as they get unstuck from whatever melee they're attached in, so we avoid friendly fire. I guess that's what they're waiting for. Maybe not. Yeah, they get some units stuck back in here. Now they're shooting. Okay. What are they shooting at, though? Probably shooting at these guys. Alright, so we'll hit those mariners. We want to get all of them. But actually, we probably will get all of them because we've killed a captain. Okay, maybe we should actually send you to shoot these mariners in the back. We're going to hit our own men in the back. But we'll hit theirs as well, in the words of the, was it Edward II in Braveheart? Alright. And then we can always charge these longbows in as a melee unit. Right, so now they're doing the thing where because there's a single man running back here, they're not attacking the whole formation. I should probably just let these guys go, but we're doing very well. These elven bows are routing. Mariners are shaken. This is beautiful. Mariners are actually winning easily over here. So let's bring our swords over around there. How are we doing over here? They're winning easily there as well. We do want to hit these Lindon guards. This is going to be the toughest unit to deal with. But there's 11 in one unit and 9 in the other. So I think we'll be alright. Okay, the elven bows came back. And the mariners, but they're just fleeing. So they're abandoning their men. We'll get these mariners from the back with their Swords of the Shadow. There's an elven unit going there. Lindon guards, both of them routing. Beautiful. Alright, this is actually fairly dangerous, so I should probably not do this. Elven bows, they are a basic bow unit. They're the most straightforward bow unit that the elves have. They have kind of long daggers, but not a sword. Still, they're very tough, being elves. I guess maybe that's a short sword that they have. So maybe they're coming back. I've got plenty of arrows. Oops, don't want to get them in the melee. We do have Swords of the Shadow, so if they want to come back and fight, great. And then these guys are broken, so this is going. Wow, this is much better than I thought. We are shooting at the elven bows with our longbowmen here. And it looks like they may be running into the general melee. But we're just cutting down those Lindon guards. This is so satisfying. So that was 4 units of an extremely tough unit that the elves can train. And now kind of irreplaceable. Of course, they can train them in Mithlond. I'm just going to let the general unit kind of get away here. We're going to just clean up all this other stuff. But again, I think they're going to run into population problems. The elves just have a very, very low population growth. On the other hand, the AI elves get a bit of an advantage over the human elves when you're playing the elves to, give them a bit of a chance. So they get a bit better population growth, I believe. Yeah, we're going to continue this. Wow. I honestly wasn't sure how this would go. So let's take a look at what we have left. I think there's 70 men in the unit of Swords of the Shadow. And so a bunch of these, you can see, took very heavy losses. But we didn't lose any units entirely. And so some of them may recover in the post-battle. So we'll see how that all is going to shake out. In terms of training, additional units out of Mithlond, the elves will be able to do it. Yeah, heroic victory. Well, great. This feels great. Because this feels somewhat legitimate. So I did bombard them. Okay, so it maybe is abusing the AI's tendency to just sit there and take bombardment, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. We lost about 200 men. Let's see if we get any casualties healed. We do quite a few. Spears of the Shadow, well, okay. But yeah, Swords of the Shadow are going to get some significant men back. All right, so I'm feeling great about that. That's one of those 2 stacks in the area now gone. Now, the problem is, now we're screwed, actually, because we're out of movement points. And so we're probably going to lose this next turn. Oh, they took the Noldor swords out of the city. There's the Ruler and Heir, 2 very tough units of Elven Retainers. Large unit sizes on these, probably, because they're the Ruler and the Heir. And the Noldor swords is out in the field. So this was a very good job, but we're probably going to lose this army next turn. Unless the king decides to go and chase down this kind of distraction army. I don't know if this army is going to be able to actually take Forlond. It doesn't have anything really good in it, but the idea was just to use these guys again as a distraction. And we've got more stuff on the way. Let's see if we're okay. So I think we're done building for the turn. Yeah. All right. So here we are attacked. And let's see what they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Lindon guards. And they do have their unit of Noldor swords. I think the best thing to do is to retreat from this. Oh, yeah, okay. We retreated onto Elven territory. Alright, so we have to fight this. Alright. So be it. We're going to lose this army, but again, maybe we can do some damage. So this is going to be a defensive battle, where we're just not going to have the benefit of the army standing still for us. So all these units are going to be shortly going away. Let's at least bring the catapults back here a bit. Maybe a long formation might be good, because they're going to get into melee at some point. We'll get our Swords of the Shadow right here. And our longbows can be, I guess, right there. Actually, I'll keep them on skirmish. And we'll use our Lossoth men over there and our spearmen just on either flank. So this is the king and his heir. Now, if we could take out one of these generals, that would be an excellent use of our time. Not sure if we're going to be able to pull that off. They do have a couple units of cavalry. It's really the Lindon guards I'm worried about, but those cavalry can do a ton of damage, and we don't even have good spears. So, yeah. Okay, and they're kind of doing that annoying outflanking thing. I mean, it's completely, you know, legitimate, but means you have to move to counter it, and yeah. Okay, Elven Retainers. Do I want to aim at them? I think we want to aim, like, just kind of in front of where they are. So, because we're not going to hit this unit of Lindon guards, but we're going to hit the stuff behind it because they're moving forward. So let's hope we get some damage. We did inflict some damage on these mariners. So if nothing else is accomplished, that's nice. Oh, that was actually a very good hit. But yeah, they're not going to sit here and just take this. Oh, so close. We almost hit the general there. Alright, I do want to move these guys to attack the Elven boats. Did we take out a general? We did. Not the king, but the heir. Where is he? Oh, he's this guy. Oh, that's great. Because whatever happens, he's not coming back. Even if this entire unit remains, the unit's going to be gone at the end of the turn. Oh, whoops. Okay, come back. Come back. No, come back. I didn't... Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Okay, the Elven Retainer's down to half strength on that general unit. Maybe we should start hitting them. Alright, why are they waiting? Okay, because they have bows. So they're hitting us with their archers, but that's fine. If I keep my men kind of ahead... There he goes! Yes, yes, yes. Alright. Okay, so the only way we have... the only chance we have of surviving this is by... Well, I guess we should... If we want to really win, we should keep using our catapults to target these Elven Retainers. Because otherwise, if they stick around, we're not going to win the fight. On the other hand, we still have a large likelihood of losing the fight, and these units are going to go away anyway, so maybe we should prioritize the Lindon guards, which are not going to go away. Well, I think they're going to be making the decision for us pretty soon here. Elven Retainers, I really don't want to fight. I want to try to kill as many of the Lindon guards as I can. And sure, we'll hit the Elven Riders, but let's do some flanking. Let's see if we can get around and surround them to some extent. Let's hit the Riders with our Lossoth. We do have our Longbowmen firing. We're probably going to use, you know, again, lose all of these guys. Alright, let's throw in the Lossoth. Now that their javelins are spent, they're going to charge in with their harpoons or whatever they got. I don't expect they're going to do very much here. Alright, looks like they did take out one. 2. Okay, that's good. Good for them. Here's an... Oh, this is the Noldor swords. Oh, I forgot that they were here. Alright. Very fast, very strong unit. Our swords, our Spears of the Shadow are just going to be a speed bump for these guys. So, you know what? Let's... Change of plan. This is a completely unique unit. They can never retrain these guys, although I think they can get casualties recovering from the end of the battle like any other unit. But if they lose this unit, they can never get it back. They can't train another one. We need a really good couple of hits. Alright, that could have been a little better. Alright, there we go. 17, that's good. We got to throw in our longbowmen to keep them off the catapults. We just need a few good hits here. 15, good. What were they, 30? 11, awesome. Keep it up. We just have to hold back the enemy until we destroy this unit or do as much damage as we can. Of course, we are hitting our own men. And it looks like we're just about to get hit by Lindon guards, at least one of the catapults. Or Mariners. Let's charge that unit of Mariners. What are they at? 10? 9? Okay. There goes. Spears of the Shadow does not like being attacked by catapult fire very much. But we got these down to 9 from, I think, 30. So that was a good use of our ammunition. And we still have one unit that is theoretically firing. We're going to try to hold off these Mariners for as long as we can. One of our catapults was actually broken. So that's why it's taking a long time for this one to reload. Why are they broken, though? Did the other one hit it, maybe? Are we even firing it? Come on, guys. Maybe we can get one more shot? Nope. Alright. I feel good about this. Both the king and his heir are dead. We've severely reduced this unit of Noldor swords, although I want to see how many men they get back after the battle. And we've done a good amount of damage to them. Look at these Lindon guards down to about half strength over here. Well, maybe not half strength. Elven riders have taken some significant losses. They've lost some stuff. They've lost some strength in this fight. So, feeling good about that. I think all of our units should be routing at the moment. Who is not routing? Okay, just these. Where even are you? Oh, hiding. Okay, well, come on out. Let's end this. Charge them into the Noldor swords, but they're not going to, because I think this is a fear-causing unit as well. So this is a clear defeat, but, you know, we took out 150 or so of some very, very dangerous units, including those 2 bodyguards. So this force is now going to be a lot easier to hit with our backup army that's coming from further east. Where is that now? Where'd the stack go? Okay, this guy. Sure, let's take him. He's at Fornost. We do want some family members because some of these generals are kind of old. We'll just bring him over to Tardal where they are going to be refitted. But I'm not seeing this elven army. Where is it? Okay, this is the new ruler. He's got some Lindon guards and mariners. Where are they? They were right around here, I think, where we fought. I mean, we didn't... Okay, here we go. Oh, and I don't know how many they have in the unit. 75% chance of success. Let's do it. Okay, 9. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that's all they have of this unit. They're never going to get any more. And that was great. We needed to get that. They've still got 4 basically full units of Lindon guards, and they've got another one in the city, which they will eventually be able to train another one. So this is growing at 1%, and they've got 417 men in the city. Really, that's only 17 available for unit training. So it's going to be a couple of turns, I think, before they can train another unit. However, when they do, they're liable to train Lindon guards, I would think, because they're so much more effective than these mariners. So we do have some challenging fights ahead still. It looks like there's a force coming out of Forline that I didn't know existed, so that's good to know. We're calling them out. Can they hit us next turn? No, they can't. So let's set up right around here, and I want to keep an eye on that. I don't necessarily want to engage it with this army, but I want this army to be a distraction over there. Okay. Tardal has a high Temple of the Shadow, so now what we can do is actually retrain all of these guys. We're going to prioritize the Shadow Riders and Swords of the Shadow. And Ettendale's is going to be done in 3 turns, and we did lose a general, but that battle was well worth fighting. So yes, our forces melted away, but we've made some substantial progress from the beginning of the episode. Surprisingly, very effective. And imagine how much damage this army is going to do with a couple of black shields, a bunch of catapults, and some longbowmen and Swords of the Shadow. So I think in the next episode, folks, we're going to be really close to clearing out Mithlond. I don't know if we're quite ready to take it, but we'll see. And we are going to bring in our army in the east with all of these Axes of the Shadow, Shadow Riders, and just a ridiculous overkill army. So we'll see how that plays out in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining me in this one. And until next time, take care.